Okay, hello, good evening, everybody. I'm so glad you were able to join us today for a free webinar dedicated to a career in front-end development. And by discovering this field, maybe you will find something that you would like to choose and pursue as your career. My name is Veronica. I'm a content creator at Beetroot Academy, and I will take just a few minutes from the webinar, from the event, to remind you of the structure of the organizational issues and questions, and then we shall proceed to the actual event with our speaker. So first of all, we are thrilled to have you here. Thank you so much. And as for the webinar itself, it will have, let's say, two parts. One, and the main one, will be dedicated to discussing what is it front-end development, who are they, what do they do, what is their role in the process of creating a website or an application, let's say. We shall discuss some typical tasks for whom that career will be suitable, etc. And at the end, we shall have a separate space dedicated to your questions, maybe some discussions, maybe you would like to ask anything about the field, the personal experience of the speaker, anything. So if you have any questions, I suggest you writing them directly in the live chat so I can hear and see them. Or maybe you will take a note at your phone, for example, and then save them till the end of the webinar. However, if you have any more pressure questions, maybe you need to repeat something or you didn't hear, you didn't see, then please again write in the live chat. Any comments, any discussions are highly welcome, and we will come back to anything you would like to maybe repeat and rediscuss. As for the connection and video, let's also write a few moments, a few messages in the live chat. Tell me, please, if you can see me and hear me well. I hope the internet connection is stable and everything is okay, but let me know if it's not. And also, if something happens during the event, please also let me know if there are something problems with the video, with the presentation, etc. Also, as you have sent some questions earlier beforehand when you registered, we will start with those questions at the end, at the Q&A session. So please, no worries, we will discuss them. That's fine. And as you may know, this webinar is a pretty special one for a few reasons. First of all, the speaker of today's event is our next group teacher. So he has a lot of experience, not only in front-end in general, but also in teaching. And he's your best option right now to ask anything you would like. So again, encourage you to maybe ask questions, suggestions, advice. He's open and he's here right now for you to answer those questions. And the second one is that, as you may know, we have a special bonus, especially for those who will come to this event and wait till the end to receive that bonus. But no, please, no worries if there is something you need to go to leave earlier, or maybe you're watching this in the recording. So the recording will be no worries again, and it will be sent to you via the email you used to register to this event, alongside with the presentation and maybe some additional materials if you will need them. So I think that's all from my part regarding the main questions. I don't see for now any suggestions about maybe bad internet or something. So I think that's the moment where we can move on to our speaker, finally, Alex, and also to discussing the career of front-end. Who are they? What do they do? And for whom do you think, Alex, this career is suitable? So I will share presentation just in one moment.
Yeah, thank you. Hello, guys, and thanks for such a great introduction. Let me know if everything okay with my sound and with my voice. And so who I am and why I am here. My full name is Alexander, but everyone call me Alex. And 8 years ago, I had started my journey from a student on a geography faculty to the role of a front-end lead in one really great company. And that start of my career was really painful. And I'm here to help you avoid my mistakes and maybe spot some light on interesting points of this profession. Now my position is a front-end tech lead. I'm working for L'Oréal Paris. And during all these years, I have worked with almost all technologies used in a web development. I went from beginner with no experience to a senior position. I had the opportunity to work with clients from Europe, from United States, almost from all over the world. I worked as a contractor, I worked as a freelancer, and now my passion is teaching. It helps me to grow in a new direction and keep my skills in a good shape, because students used to ask some non-trivial questions and stimulate me to look at the front end in a new way. So today we will discover what front-end development is. We will discover developers' typical tasks and goals and day of life of a developer. And at the end, we will discuss how to tell if a front-end development is your cup of tea. There will be nothing about tea, but we'll see. So what front-end development is? If we talk about boring theoretical definition, front-end development, it's a process of creating of visual and interactive elements on a website that users see and interact with. But in a simple words, it's like interior design of a website. For the interior design of a house, we need to use proper building elements, proper structures, layouts, color scheme. Same here, same with the front end. Just as an interior designer use furniture, paint, and other decorative elements, front-end developers use HTML, CSS, and JavaScript to create a web application. So long story short, when you open any page at any browser, all what you can see is were made by a front-end developer. So as I mentioned, we have three main technologies. It's HTML, it's a CSS, and it's a JavaScript. So should I proceed with detailed information or maybe make some icebreaker on it?
Yeah, I think we can start with a small like icebreaker to, oops, let's come back quickly, to like engage the audience, because I think the live chat is kind of still. So before we start, on a scale of cat, how are you today? How are you feeling? So the first one to ask will be you, Alex. What do you think out of these 7 cats? Who are you? And for all of the participants, please write down the number of a cat in the live chat. It will be really interesting to check your mood, to check the overall vibe of the event. So Alex, what about you? Who are you here?
Oh, I prefer to be the number 2, but unfortunately, I have to be number 1. Usually during the day, I used to fight. I used to fight with clients, with managers, with a lot of issues, but I'm enjoy of it.
That's great. I think I'm number 4, like this little excited kitten, because I think I know almost nothing about like front-end development except for, you know, the most basic things. I'm not sure if this career would be for me, but it would be interesting to listen about it and to check, like to double check. Maybe I'm not right. Maybe after this webinar, I will go and learn front-end development. Who knows? But yeah, I think I'm also pretty excited to be here and to listen. As for the answers, wow, we have 2 fours. Yeah, kittens like me. That's great. We have one number 1, as you are. So you know the boxer cat. We also have number 2, which is just a sleeping, relaxed cat on the pillow. That's great. One more number 4. Oh wow, we have a lot of kittens. That's great. I'm thinking about the movie The Aristocats from Disney. Okay, that's great. Thank you so much for your answers. So now after this vibe check, I think we can proceed with more serious stuff and discussing the front end in more detail. So you have already told us a little bit about front end. Do we need to stop here, or we can go further? What do you think?
Let's stop here a little bit. I mentioned about three main technologies, so I just want to highlight that it's very basic, but I have experience when you can become a good front-end developer even with HTML and CSS. But front-end developer is really complex stuff, which includes like so many of different technologies. It's about styling, it's about JavaScript, it's about a lot of additional frameworks. But today we're gonna focus only on three of them. It's HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So let's take a look on the next slide. So yeah, typical tasks and goals. So here you can see that we have four main points. And in my opinion, first one is the main one, is to transform website designs into something real. Front-end developers is the guys who need to collaborate with designers really closely. And our main goal is to make designs lives, breathe life into that designs, into that creativity. So we are transforming website, including appearance, navigation, buttons, all what you can find on the screen, on the pages. And that's the main and the most exciting point. For me, it's the most exciting when you can just take basically a picture of a page and transform it into something real. Once designers have created the website layout in a design tool, most commonly it's Figma, it can be Zeppelin or maybe Photoshop. It's handed over to the front-end developers who transform it into code and make interaction. So the next primary goal of development of any website is to present information to users in a readable and user-friendly format on a different browsers. Because someone uses Google Chrome, someone uses Safari, someone uses Microsoft Edge, etc. And we need to make sure that everything looks nice and fancy in all of them. Same about operating systems, about Windows, macOS, Linux, iOS, Android, etc. We can move to the next slide, please. Yeah, day in life of a front-end developer. So when I was started 8 years ago, my day was mostly it was a study of something new, because this is a way of continuous studying. You never will reach the point when you can say, okay, I know everything, I'm the master of it. You will never reach that point. You always have to learn something new. And now my typical day is writing code, obvious, transform the design, okay. But the biggest piece of my day, it's a discussion about new features. It's a discussion about how it should look, how it should work, how would be the best for users, because front-end developers should protect users. They should provide the best user interface, what they can do in scope of the current design. It should be the most useful for user, the most easy to use. We can go next, please. Oh, how to tell is front-end is a cup of tea. Okay, it is really interesting part because there is no proper definition for it. When I was started like 8 years ago, I had two friends. One name is Gregory and second is Kirill. So Gregory was really precise person. He liked physics, math, like precise scientist. And he decided to become a data scientist. And I was really far from it when. And Kirill, my second friend, he was a really creative guy. He always draw something in his notepad, and he decided to be a UI designer. And I was something in the middle between. I wasn't so creative to be a designer, but I wasn't so smart to be a data scientist. I was just like a regular guy who decided to change his life. And I decided to start with the front end because for me, front end is something between, something to keep in balance between creativity and cool programming stuffs. So there are no required qualities to become a front-end developer. No clear requirements. Absolutely everyone can study. The main requirement is a desire. It is not like a lottery where the outcome depends on some lucky break. If you want to study, you will succeed. It's a constant. You will finish, it's a 100%. You will find a job, it's a 100%. So the only one thing that differs is the time you need. Some people need 6 months, others need 2-3 years. If you give up earlier, nothing will happen. You will not lose anything, but you will not gain anything. But if you want to be a successful front-end developer, obvious, you have to be really careful. I mean, you need to have a good eye on a design. You need to be really precise when you transform designs into what we can see, into real interfaces. You need to predict user behavior, and you need to think about what could be broken, how I could do it, and how I could avoid it. Okay, what we have for the next slide.
So we already mentioned that the best way, one of the best ways to choose a career is to actually try it. And unfortunately, it's not always the case with, let's say, university or something. But as we are speaking about a lifelong almost career, though it should not be as that. But it's still a pretty important decision. And to make it somehow easier for you, we also at Beetroot Academy designed a free online course for you to be able to actually try the profession, the field you would like to maybe choose as your future career. And I think that's a really valuable tool for you to try some of the typical tasks that a front-end developer would do like daily, and then actually see would you like to pursue that career. So actually it's easy to find, I think. So what you should do is just go to the Beetroot Academy website. I hope you can see the screen still. And at the file courses, yes, you can see the career introduction, free introduction course into 5 tech careers. So maybe you will discover in the journey that front end is not for you, but you will discover, I don't know, Python or maybe project management, whatever. So the step for like enroll into the course is super easy. So you just literally click start learning. You fill out the form, which is really, really easy. So let's say it's like this, and you go to the first lesson. And that's how the course is designed. So you have introduction, just a general course overview, and then you have our 5 professions. So here is, for example, front-end development. And you have the first is the theory part. So what is it again, front-end development? Where could you use it? What are the main tools you will work with, etc. And then the best part, I think, is practice. So we suggest you go into the practical lessons and do the practical tasks for actually trying the profession. And please, no worries if you are like in UV and you do not know anything about like HTML or coding. I don't know either. But we also prepared a detailed instruction, video instruction from our teachers and course authors. So they will guide you step by step how you can do like each string of the code and what should you do and what should you write. So you can try and learn and practice, and then you can check your actual like task using these instructions. So I highly recommend you visiting that part of the website and really trying maybe not only front end, but some other courses too. And now if we come back to the presentation, I think one of the best ways to also get a sneak peek into the career you would like maybe to pursue is to hear it from like the first hand. And one of the best way, again, is just communicate with people who maybe just finished a course, just try this career for themselves. Of course, talking to a teacher is great because he has a lot of experience and he can give you valuable like insights into the field. But speaking to like your fellow students almost, it's also a great way to discover how do you feel, how do you choose a profession, how do you feel after completing a course, etc. So we have 2 guests at this webinar, which are our graduates from the front-end developer course, and they were so nice to come here and to actually share their experience. The first one is Lera. Thank you so much. So could you please present yourself and tell a little bit about how did you choose this field and how did your like education process went, and also what about your like current job positions? Do you have any maybe advice to some people who are watching and maybe thinking about the career in front end?
Hi everyone, nice to meet you, happy to be here. My name is Valery and I work as a front-end developer in SPT team near 1 year and 3 months, and during this time I've grown up from Beetroot student to independent professional developer. In beginning, I worked with HTML, CSS, mostly without real coding, JS. It was terrifying for me. I did someone else code, fix some bugs, and maybe I could animate some buttons. But now I support existing projects, do debugging, code reviews, create new features, and do a lot of serious job. My career began not typically. Spoiler, I received my first job after the first interview in my life, and I still work here. And I want to share with you the story. I graduated from Beetroot Academy in a year and a half from Sasha's group. Before that, I have no experience at all in technical areas. I have never been strong in math. I graduated from conservatory as a pianist, so it was really new experience for me. And thanks to Sasha, I received the right knowledges in our course, and as it turned out, it was enough for getting job. Also, Sasha helped us during the course and after it, and it was really amazing and helpful when Sasha helped me with my work tasks by Zoom calls. So Sasha, thank you so much for that. Also, this course gave me such a great supportive and kind community with like-minded people. It's my Beetroot teammates. We continue to support each other, to share some news, some experience, information, and of course to support each other. So after my graduation, I started to send my CV, and it was a great moment when I received the first response from HR, like, we are interested in your in a candidate, so could you do please some test task? And of course I could, and it was my the first contact with a human, so it was really amazing. And then it was successfully test task, and I was asked for interview. It was a technical and introduction interview, and after that it was the final interview with my future team. We discussed some questions, our minds, and so on, and I got the job. Sounds simple, yeah, but after the story we can suppose that I was lucky, and honestly I was thinking this way some time too, but I realized that it's not only good luck, it was my work and my strategy. So I'm sure that everyone can do the same thing. And I can share with you some hints maybe what helped me to do this, as I suppose. The first one, it's positive thinking. Honestly, no one position suited me on 100% when I was searching for the job. With my experience, there were a lot of unknown words, unknown things, like techniques, but I was confident that I'll read about this like the night before the exam. I will read this book and everything will be fine. Yeah, and I had chosen the strategy. Every morning during my breakfast, I was sitting and sipping my coffee and sending the letters, and it was like my morning routine, and I was happy to do that. And I didn't expect responses or something like that. No, I only kept doing it. The second thing, don't look at number of responses. I thought that I was lucky that our HR Kate, ran into my CV, one of 600 maybe, but she said that she looked through all of CVs, so she really chose me. So I'll share how to create some great CV, because it was a big topic in Beetroot Academy about career consultations. Consultations, yes, that helps me to do that. So everyone, I think, can do this and will do this, I'm sure. Another hint was that Beetroot gave me a good base for my career trip, but of course I kept self-studying. After courses, I continued to develop my final project, and it helps me to show my level and show my passion to do that. So yeah, it was really important. And the last one, maybe I wasn't waiting for my dream job. I started with a routine and manual job for commercial experience, and I knew that it was temporary, and I just kept going. And near 3 months after this period, I received my first interesting task. And now I continue doing what I dreamed of. So it was really, it was the right strategy. So to summarize, recently I've got a promotion. So as a strong junior, and my position was as a trainee, and I had to do a little presentation about how did I achieve it, how I did it. And my team lead added a few words after that, and one of it was that I get all of responsibility for my tasks. And maybe it's the main point for me, because I have all of responsibility for my career, my education, for employment. I do nothing special. I don't know math. I used to play piano all my life. I graduated from a conservatory as a pianist. So of course, what? But what I've learned, success is 10% and work is 90%, as Sasha mentioned, and I agree with that totally. And even if everything is hard, I believe that tomorrow it would be better, and I just keep doing that, and it really works. So I'm here, and I wish you all good luck to do what you want, and you definitely you will do that. You will nail it. So yeah, I think you will do that.
Thank you so much all for all the words, and I think for a few like really valuable pieces of advice. Your like career journey is pretty amazing to me because I'm near you. I'm not a pianist, but I think I'm like totally like language and literature person. So that's really
Yeah.
amazing how you pursued a pretty tech career. So thank you so much again. And we have another graduate, Pasha, who will also share his story about like choosing front end and pursuing this career, and also maybe sharing some tips and tricks for those who are only looking for and choosing their path. So Pasha, please.
Hello, everyone. My name is Pavlo. I'm freelance front-end developer. First of all, I want to say that I'm totally agree with all that Lera said before. And also, I want to share with you my story related to my experience in front-end development, and specifically about the course I chose. My story began 4 years ago when I first learned about web front-end development at university. Starting to study theory on my own and attending pre-seminars, I tried to develop by creating small projects for myself and building my portfolio. However, after several job rejections due to lack of experience, I decided to enhance my skills and gain practical experience by taking courses. I chose Beetroot Academy because I heard many positive reviews from my friends. The first hour class with Sasha was a pleasant experience for us. He and the manager Oleg created a friendly atmosphere, making all students feel comfortable. For us, we saw Sasha was always ready to help and explain even after classes. He was always ready to every classes. He took all information and prepared for something to teach us. He not only taught, but also became a friend and mentor for us. After completing the course, I continued to seek his advice, which is very valuable to me. The course gave me a powerful boost in my development. After completing it, I was able and even got an opportunity to work on an interesting project for property sales and retails. I'm grateful to Sasha and Beetroot Academy for the part of my story, but I hope it inspires you and helps you to understand how important it is to continue to grow in this field. And as Sasha said before, to gain something, you have to work hardly, to achieve something, because if you don't want it, you can't get it by working hard. So thank you. Glad to see you.
Thank you so much for sharing your part of the story and for your time. Again, if you have maybe any questions to our graduates about the learning process, about how did they choose the career they pursued, and maybe if they have some valuable tips and tricks and advice on choosing a career, or maybe something they can share about front-end development in general, please don't hesitate and write them in the live chat. And I will remind you that, for example, in our website, you can also find a separate page, success stories, where people, our graduates like Lera and like Pasha, they share their stories about choosing a course and the educational process and how they found a job and what maybe channels and tips they used, and they are free to share it with us. So my huge recommendation actually to go there and to read them, not only students from the front-end course, but the design, for example, of the QA. For now, I don't see the questions for you guys, but maybe if you will wait a little bit with us, we shall move on. But if I see any questions, especially to Lera or Pasha, I will tell you. Thank you so much. And we, I think, can go on a little bit about the educational process at the Beetroot Academy. So as a school, as a company, we have been on the market for more than 9 years, and more than 12,000 students have graduated from our courses and now are successfully employed in more than 700 companies worldwide. And I would like to share a few words about how do we teach, and maybe then Alex can add something about the front-end development specifically. So in general, at the Academy, we have a flipped classroom methodology. That means that you will receive all the theory materials to study before the lesson, and then you will have a class with a live teacher, like Alex, for example, with the real classmates to practice what you have learned. So for example, maybe in design, you will practice Figma. In QA, you will practice like for finding bugs, etc. And you will receive a homework after that lesson, so you can actually practice even more the topic. You will also have a group coordinator, so it will be a person who will help with all kind of organizational issues, maybe about your payments, about skipping a lesson, about maybe like the broken links in the materials, anything they will help you. Except for the like main actual course that will make you a junior specialist, we also suggest you a few bonuses that you will have. For example, as Lera has mentioned, career counseling. So that's a separate module dedicated to how can you write your CV, how can and why should you write a cover letter, where should you look for like job opportunities and job offers, how to make your LinkedIn profile, which is extremely important, how to make it like visually pleasant and actually like working for you. Except for that, we have also the AI modules. How can you use AI at the stage of job searching? So not just as a tool to like chat with ChatGPT, but how can it help you again, like improve your CV and cover letter, maybe give you advices, practice interview questions, etc. After graduation, you will be in a community of our graduates, like again Lera and Pasha, who will maybe join their share their experience, and you will also receive a few separate bonuses, like for example close vacancies from our partners. And of course, as the people are the main value at the Academy, your teacher will be a middle plus or a senior specialist with at least 3 years of experience, who will give you the real practical insights of the field, and who will give you the actual topics and themes and instruments you will actually need to find a job. That's in general. Alex, maybe you can give some advices and like insights in the teaching, like front end specifically.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. So during our course, we have four main modules of that course. First of all, it's a HTML module, which during this module we'll learn what markup is, how to build proper structure of the your web application, which tags should we use, how to combine them in a proper way, how to avoid some common mistakes, etc. Second one is a CSS. It's module about styling of your existing structure, how to make everything looks really nice and user-friendly. So we're working with designs. We create a markup, we create a separate styling for it. So basically during second module, we already able to create like fully worked web applications. The third one is JavaScript, the most complicated, let's say, but it's not. Module about how to make your web application more live, how to breathe life into it, how to add different interactions, how to interact with servers, how to create different animations, how to work with user data, how to store this data, how to manipulate with it, how to solve different typical use cases. And the last one, it's a framework module. We are talking about React.js. Basically, mostly it's a practice when you should try everything that you learned about during this course. And now this module is your chance to make it real using a React framework, because it's for now it's the most popular framework. And if you will look for a job, 9 of 10 open position, it's a position for React developers. So I don't used to work with students as in school or university, because it's not a school. So I used to work with students as with my teammates, exactly in the same way how I work on my project with my real teammates. We have a goal. Our goal is a final project. Final project is fully working web application. And during that course, I'm trying to provide all required information, what you need to build it. But I don't use to provide a lot of theory, because to be honest, you can find everything on YouTube, you can find everything reading documentation. So my main focus during lessons, it's a practice, it's a discussion with students. We're trying to create some struggling situations. We're trying to create some mistakes, errors. Then we're trying to discuss them and to fix them. I'm trying to prepare my students to the job interview, to the job seeking, and to work in a team. So the main goal is to make a team which can create something really cool, something really unexpected for itself. I believe that's it.
Yeah, thank you so much for that input. And basically, that is the end of the main part, which was the discussion of a front-end development as a career, so who should be a front-end developer, etc. And as you can see, that's the part where we can answer all of your questions, maybe come back to some point, maybe you have any questions as for the more practical talks and issues, maybe you can hear or want to hear any recommendations either from Alex or from Lera and Pasha. So please don't hesitate and don't be shy, write everything in the live chat. It's a great opportunity to ask a specialist of the field and also of graduates who have recently at least completed the way that may be in front of you and will give you valuable insights as well. But we have a few questions that were sent in advance with the registration form. So we shall start with those. That will give you some time to think about any questions you may have. As for the questions that were sent, the first, I think is really interesting. Alex, could you tell what motivates you to continue doing your job?
Oh, that's a really good question, because it's really hard to say something precise, what exactly, but in addition to a high salary, working on IT offers many of additional benefits. It's not about front-end only, it's about IT overall. First of all, I can work from almost anywhere in the world. Currently, I'm working from home. You can see it because of my beautiful background. So I don't have go to office every day, and I can spend more time with my family. However, if I want to work from office, I have that option as well, because usually IT companies have offices in different cities, and you can use them freely. The second point is a schedule. My working schedule allows me to work at a comfortable pace. The main rule is that task must be completed on time, but no one makes sure that you start working at a certain time and if I need to, I can go wherever I need to go and finish it like later in that evening, or maybe start early next day. I recall when COVID started, a lot of people, they lost their jobs, but the IT industry has developed like rapidly, and while people were looking for ways how to not lose their jobs, I just organized like a home office and worked quietly. Now, I believe it's question about comfortable circumstances for you. I really do like my job because I can easily switch between different fields of the work. If you want to spend some time for something creative, you can focus on a styling, you can focus on some fancy design, or maybe you want something more strict, like a true programmer, and you can switch to some cool JavaScript features. And by the way, front end, it's a good background to switch into another fields. You can jump into design field after it, or you can jump into backend development, or even in data science. Because front end, it's like a symbiosis of all different types of interactions with the data and with the IT itself. I think you have heard about the war in Ukraine, and thousands of people have been lost their homes and even lives. And thanks to my work in IT, I have not lost my job. I have the opportunity to be close to my family. And if one day we have to move to another country, I'm confident that I will not have to look for a new job because 8 years ago, I decided to choose that field, and I'm really grateful for it. I believe that's my motivation. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Another question was kind of a part of the previous part of the event, but still, what qualities do you need to like become a good front-end developer to obtain this profession? So do you think there are some qualities that can be a plus in a person?
Yeah, I believe if you're interested in creative web application and mobile apps or tech field itself, then front-end development is a plus for you. It is rather demanding job where details matters greatly, and persistence are highly evaluated. The most important thing is to have the desire to write a code and seek like technical solutions to transform ideas into something what really exists. There is interesting fact that statistics shows that the best programmers are those who like video games. By playing them, you get used to spend a lot of time in front of your computer, in front of your monitor, improving your skills and trying again and again until you succeed. It's same here. It's like a video game. If you like to improve yourself, if you like to develop your skills, if you are a creative person, if you like to create something what really looks nice, front end is for you. If you are a really strict person who like to work with data, front end for you as well. Because everyone can do a front end. I believe there are no restrictions. But the patience is really important. You need to realize that you will have to spend like a lot of time in front of your monitor, and no one, no, not like that. Some people are not ready for it, but if it's okay for you, if you're ready to spend some time sitting and trying to do something, it's okay. You are right person for us.
Thank you. Another question that was sent beforehand is for me also very interesting. So you have mentioned already that front end is a great like base, for example, to go in further in different fields. And the person asked, how could front end development skills enhance their UI UX career? So they are now a UI UX designer, and they are thinking maybe about studying front end more closely. So what do you think? How could they benefit from it?
Yeah, I believe it's really crucial for designers to understand how front end works. And in the opposite way, it is really crucial for developers to understand what is UI UX design is. There is a phrase, designer's dream is a developer's nightmare. So some people say that that is true. It means that designers only ideate their awesome prototype, looks without consider how the product can be implemented. They only prioritize how the aesthetic of its product, so that there are no logical thinking on it, especially how their prototype can be developed. There are like a lot of restrictions in the development, restrictions in a browser system, in a operating system, in a different screen sizes. There are a lot of such restrictions. So we as developers, we should respect it and trying to avoid situations when design is too complicated and too heavy, let's say, for a user. So for designers itself, it is really important how to keep that balance between great design and how it should be developed, how it should works.
Thank you. And we have a question from a live chat, again, considering like front end and UI UX. Maya asks, what is the difference between front end and UI UX? How to choose the most suitable from these two to start a career?
In my opinion, design, it's about idea, and front-end development, it's about make this idea into life. Because when you are designers, you work in your special design tools. It's Figma, I believe now it's the most popular platform for designers. And basically you create only a picture how it should look, but you're not able to interact with it. It's like a guidance how it should look. Let's talk about building a house. Yeah, so architect, he can draw a beautiful blueprint of your house, and this architect for us, it's a designer. But guys who need to build it, who need to make it real, it's a developers. We need to use proper bricks. We need to bring doors, windows, put the roof on the right place according to that blueprint. So that's the difference. If you just wanted to create it, it's okay to be designer. If you want to make it real, if you want to interact with user in such way, try front end.
Thank you. I think that's a great analogy. I hope, Maya, we answered the question, so please let us know. And also don't forget about the free course, because we have UI UX design as one of the professions you can try there. So maybe you can actually practice a little bit in this and that, and then based on this, decide which one will be the most like suitable for you and which one calls you. For now, I don't see any questions, so I think we can move on to our like final part, actually final, which is the bonus. Thank you so much for staying with us and for visiting this event and for finding time to come here and to listen. We really hope that it was valuable and interesting and helpful for you to like actually decide maybe about pursuing a front-end career. And for everybody who was at the event, so you can use this promo code when applying for the front-end course. And as you can see, it can give you either 15% discount on the entire price of the course or 10% off each installment payment monthly. So I hope that will be also a great addition, a great like help to you to actually not only choose a front-end career and pursue it, but to master and to learn how to be a front-end developer. For my part, that's all. Alex, do you have any last words for the our event?
I would say, guys, there is no difference what direction you will choose. It can be a front-end development, it can be a back-end, it can be a design or project management. No difference for me, but what is important is to trying to improve yourself, trying to improve your skills, and trying to grow. Because as I mentioned, you will get nothing if you won't do nothing. So try to do it. Try to jump into that lake and just try to move on, because the most exciting things happens when you do something really unexpected to you. That's it from my side.
Thank you so much.
I was really enjoyed to be here. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. So my last reminder is that Alex is actually the teacher of the next front-end group. So if you liked the materials, if you really like the topic, and if you would like to master this job, Alex will be the person who can teach you and who can help you actually get in this job and this career. So again, just enroll to the course and you will know that he is your next teacher. Thank you so much for your time and attention one more time. We hope that was helpful, and have a great evening and the rest of the day. And I hope to see you at the next free event from the Beetroot Academy. Have a great evening and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.